Hey guys, it's Thomas Webb here. Good morning. I've just woken up, so I'm drinking my morning orange juice. So today guys, when I woke up this morning, I realized that one of the hardest things about trying to learn to make video games or trying to learn to program is that you don't really necessarily know how to learn. And no one teaches you how to learn properly and what the efficient way of learning is. So I've done a lot of research into this topic because I think the ability to learn something quickly is a very powerful tool. And when you're programming, if you can learn something quickly, it allows you to soak up loads of information. When it comes to programming, there is so much information out there. It allows you to soak it up really quickly and use it in your own projects. So today, what I want to talk about is how do you learn quickly and efficiently so that you actually remember the things you're learning. So it comes down to this. If you think about it, if you're trying to learn to play football, let's imagine you're 6, 7 years old and you're learning to play football. I was terrible at football. And you kick the ball and the ball goes off to the left. You know, when you do that, you can see the ball's gone to the left and you know what you've done wrong. You kick the ball far too to the left. So you need to change your foot position so you can kick it in a straighter line. With programming, you don't get that feedback. It won't say, oh, by the way, you know, your player is running around in circles, but maybe if you just change this bit of code, then he'll run straight. The program doesn't know what you're talking about. It's just going to say either A, this is an error, or B, it won't even show an error. And you'll be sat there thinking, why isn't this working? Now that's a very difficult environment to work in, especially if you're trying to learn, because you can't see what you're doing wrong. And this is where things become very, very straightforward, but you really have to stick to this. If you're trying to learn to program, the most efficient, the quickest, the easiest way to learn is to follow tutorials. Now, not just any tutorials, you need to follow tutorials that aim to beginners, but this is what you have to do. After you've made one game by following a tutorial, you need to move on to the next game and follow the next tutorial and then the next one. And each time you pick a new tutorial, pick something that's completely different. You're probably going to sit there and go, I've written all this code, I've got this game that works, but I just followed this guy along. Does that mean I really know the information or I'm just very good at copying? The best way to learn is through repetition. What you're trying to do is you're trying to train your brain to understand every little part of what you're doing when you're programming. So after the second and the third tutorial, what's going to happen is you're going to start to see patterns. You know, oh, okay, I've got to put, you know, if I want the man to attack, when I put his attack code, that has to go in the click event. Or when I set his health, I have to put that in the create event. Or you'll start to realize these patterns. And when you understand these patterns, it's not someone sitting here and saying, this is how it works. It's you working it out for yourself. And that is the strongest memory link that you can make. When you discover something for yourself and realize something for yourself, you're solving the problem and you will remember that 10 times more efficiently than if someone sat in front of you like me and tried to explain it to you. So this is my tip. If you want to learn how to program, you want to learn how to make video games, what you need to do is sit in front of the computer and start tackling tutorials one by one, but do not worry if you do not understand what on earth is going on, because it's all about repetition and patterns. And once you've done it enough, maybe after 24, 48 hours, you'll notice simple I didn't understand functions that would do physics and stuff for months. It took me months to understand them. And I didn't sit there and read a book about them because it confused me. I just kept using them. You use them, you read about them, you use them, and the more you use them, the more familiar you become with using them. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. Make sure you head over to my tutorials, which are on my channel, and you can start making games with me.